Worst game ever.
Tell me about it.
And look who's coming up.
Kirk Gibson.
Oh, great. Put in the guy with a bad wheel.
Knowing the Dodgers will probably make him bunt.
From Eckersley, Gibson swings and a fly ball to deep right field. This is gonna be a home run.
No! Yes! Yes!
Gibson, and the Dodgers have won the game. I don't believe what I just saw.
Yeah!
I told you we shouldn't have left.
I don't believe what I just saw.
This, then, is the World Series of 2007, the stage which has granted men and women for 104 years the right to pass to their offspring stories of players who have become legends, mortals who have become immortals, accomplishing deeds beyond the reach of the mind. This is the story of the World Series. How will history remember these men who now embark on their quest? How will we tell their story?
Yes, baseball and radar. An interesting mix this time of year. Best case scenario, drizzle during the game. Check. We have that. Okay, worst case scenario, heavy rains moving in before the 5th inning. Now they know a thing or two about the worst case scenario here. After 86 years of breaking hearts, David Ortiz and his Red Sox are delivering the nation to the promised land for the second time in 4 seasons. We hear you, Big Papi. This due in large part to the downpour brought on by the Dominican dynamic duo of the Big Papi, aforementioned. And of course, this guy right here, Manny Ramirez. We have also seen the Rockies supply the Thunder. Is there a more deserving participant in this series than that guy, Todd Helton, the boulder of these rocks, like the rookie phenom Troy Tulowitzki and, of course, Yorvit Torrealba. They have rewritten history en route to their first World Series in franchise history, and we are so happy to be here. Glad you are here, too. Welcome to the 103rd Fall Classic, this one on Fox. Packed house here at beautiful Fenway Park. Packed house on the set way down yonder. Kevin Kenny. Hi, sir. We got a couple of Erics for you here tonight. Eric Karras, Eric Burns. Sorry you're here, if you know what I mean, my friend. I am Jeannie Zelasco, and everybody wants to know, America wants to know, who are these Rockies? Why are they here? And I guess we should give you an assist for that as well. Can you introduce America to what's about to come into their living room?
Yeah, Jeannie, I know the Rockies as well as anybody. Listen, I played several games against these guys in spring training. I played 19 games during the regular season against them, and then got swept 4 games in a row in the postseason. America is going to be absolutely shocked at how good this team is. They got starting pitching. They have a great bullpen. Their offense is as good as anybody. That's right, Boston fans, as good as anybody in baseball. Not to mention the fact their defense is unbelievable. Lights out. They led the National League in fielding percentage. So this team is going to be a nice, warm little welcome here to Boston. I think Boston fans are going to get
I was just thinking it's probably a warm fuzzy for you as well. Okay, Mr. Karras, we saw Manny, we saw David. Who else is there in this Red Sox lineup?
Well, everybody's familiar with those two, but for me, Dustin Pedroia at the top of the lineup and Kevin Youkilis, the second hitter, really set the tone for this Boston Red Sox lineup. I mean, we know what Kevin Youkilis did in the AL Championship Series. Home run after home run. He hit 500, and you know what he does? He wears down pitchers. He'll battle. He may not get a hit, but he'll make that pitcher work. And Dustin Pedroia, he did absolutely nothing the first 4 games. Hit it a 187 clip. The last 3 games, came alive, set the table. And you look at these numbers of these two guys. I mean, look at what happened the last 3 games. Boston comes back, beats a Cleveland team, 538-615. These two guys get going. They set the tone for Big Papi and Manny Ramirez. They're the key to this Red Sox offense.
All right, and Kevin Kenny, we are in for a treat tonight with the gentleman that the Red Sox are sending to the mound. Josh, we are not worthy, Beckett.
Well, the one small advantage with interleague play, Jeannie, these days is that the Rockies came into Fenway in June and won 2 out of 3. As a matter of fact, they gave Josh Beckett his first loss of the year. Garrett Atkins, yes, another UCLA guy. Got a couple up.
Yeah.
A grand slam home run. Matt Holliday hit a home run. Not a great start for Beckett, but that was his first loss. That was then. This is now in the postseason, absolutely dominant, 3-0, ERA microscopic at 1.17. I think the most important thing in 23 innings pitched, he struck out 26, He's only walked one guy. There's Josh right there, getting it loosened up once again. One of the most dominant postseason performers right now that we've seen.
All right, so what do the Colorado Rockies have to counter for that? Well, they have a physics major, 4.0 GPA in high school. Oh, by the way, 12.10 on his SAT. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, Jeff Francis, he can pitch a little bit. Remember, he beat these Boston Red Sox in Fenway Park earlier in the season. 5 innings pitched, but he threw 103 pitches, gave up 7 hits. Boston had runners in scoring position 5 different times. The Boston offense will make him throw strikes. What Colorado doesn't want to do is have a high pitch count and have to get to that bullpen. Now, Francis, he's their top starter, and he can be dominant because he does have good stuff.
And we're watching him live there, guys. Just calm, cool, and collected. A little more insight from the Wonked Wounded. Tell us about it.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about Jeff Francis, he's very deceptive. The way the ball comes out of his hand, it looks like you want to look up at the radar gun and you expect it to say 94, 95 miles an hour. It says 88 and you're scratching your head. Jeff Francis is very deceptive, not to mention the fact he's got a changeup that usually what it does, a left-handed changeup would dive down and away from a right-handed hitter. For some reason, I don't know if he even tries to do it, but when he gets around it, it almost acts as a cutting changeup. A pitch that really I haven't seen from anybody else. That's why I think he has those great numbers against me, Jeannie.
Yeah, that you helped contribute to. All right, let's talk about one other big factor. Everybody wants to know layoff. Good news, bad news. The Rockies haven't played in a while here.
Well, the 10th man, Jeannie, is the fans. No doubt about that. But it's also the ballpark. If you haven't coached third base here a lot or played here a lot, you're in trouble. And the Indians found that out in Game 7. Joel Skinner, unfortunately, thought the ball was carrying him more toward the shortstop. It didn't on this particular play in the 7th inning. Kenny Lofton with great speed should have scored, but Joel, rightfully so, held him up because he just wasn't sure. That carry him down the left field line is tough because the stands protrude right there. Then you got the monster 38 feet high. Manny knows how to play it, but if you haven't played out here a lot, you don't know how far the ball will come carry him off there. In right center field, Coco Chris hurt himself making the final catch the other day because of the triangle. That's 420 feet away. And then down the right field line, this is unique, the pesky pole, but it can shoot around there like a pinball and grab that right field line. And if you could play a double into a triple if you're not careful and you're looking for that carom coming on.
Yeah, Kevin, of course, bringing up the ballpark itself, how will the layoff will affect them. So what other factors will come to the layoff? Will it affect them, yes or
well,
no?
I think it will affect them. I mean, you're talking about timing, and the Colorado Rockies have not faced live pitching. You can take all the batting practice you want, but 8 days off and then having to face a pitcher as hot as Josh Beckett absolutely have an impact. And you know what else? Defensively, it's one thing taking fungos all day long. It's another thing getting a ball live off the bat.
All right, you're up.
Hey, I understand you guys, you think the layoff's going to affect him. I'm actually probably one of the only guys that I don't think it's going to affect him. And I got numbers here. I'm turning to a numbers guy now, stat guy, Gene. That's going to prove it.
This is frightening.
The Rockies hit 280, first in the National League during the regular season.
Right.
262 in the division series, and 222 against my Arizona Diamondbacks.
Ooh, yeah,
it sounded like, if you look at the last 2 weeks of the season, the run they won, the run they went on, excuse me, it had to go, they had to be on a roller coaster, an absolute roller coaster. It had to be taking a huge emotional toll out of them. So I think the layoff's going to be good.
Kind of like they got lucky. All right, let's move on to predictions, sir.
I'm picking Boston in 6. I like the home field advantage. I like the confidence and the way these guys just do not panic. And Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz, it's like they're taking batting practice. And they got the big horse on the mound, Josh Beckett, tonight. And Baratek, to me, behind the plate, phenomenal calling a game.
Game 1 sets the tone. The Red Sox need the win to squash this team of destiny. The Rockies win. This thing goes 7, but I still like the Boston Red Sox.
Josh Beckett, the X Factor. I think the teams match up evenly outside of Josh Beckett. You know, honestly, I'd love to pick the Rockies, but I want to go out and have a beer here after the game in Boston tonight. I can't stand getting booed out of another city here, Jeannie. I'm going to take the Red Sox in 7.
We're not going to let you drive. All right, here is one more final note. If any player steals a base in any game of this World Series, yeah, even you in the Mile High City, Taco Bell's going to give you, all of America, a free taco. The Steal a Base, Steal a Taco promotion. Stay tuned. Keep your eyes on the base path. Cross your fingers and look out for Mr. Burns. All right, yeah, I also want to keep that rain gear close because this wet stuff might crash this fall classic party. That is it for us. Joe Buck is just around the corner with your Game 1 starting lineups.
The Chevy World Series pregame show on Fox, sponsored by the car you can't ignore, the all-new Chevy Malibu. Back at Fenway Park, and to introduce to you the players for this 2007 World Series, here's PA announcer here at Fenway, Carl Bean.
And now let's welcome the manager and starting lineup of the 2007 National League champion Colorado Rockies. First, the manager, Clint Hurdle.
Let's go, boys.
Leading off, center fielder Willie Tavares. Batting second, second baseman Kazuo Matsui. Hitting third, the left fielder Matt Holliday. In the cleanup spot, the first baseman Todd Helton. Hitting fifth, the third baseman Garrett Atkins. Batting sixth, playing right field, Brad Hawk. Batting seventh, shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. Hitting eighth and in the bullpen, the catcher, Jorvit Torrealba. Hitting ninth, the designated hitter, Ryan Spilborghs. And starting for the Rockies tonight, in the bullpen, Jeff Francis. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2007 National League champion, Colorado Rockies. And now, the starting lineup for your 2007 American League champion, Boston Red Sox. We begin with the manager, Terry Francona. Leading off the second baseman, Dustin Pedroia. Batting second, the first baseman, Kevin Youkilis. Batting third, the designated hitter, David Ortiz. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Manny Ramirez. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Mike Lowell. Hitting sixth, and in the bullpen, the captain, catcher, Jason Varitek. Batting seventh and playing right field, J.D. Drew. Hitting eighth, the shortstop, Julio Lugo. Hitting ninth, the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury. And the starting pitcher tonight, warming up in the bullpen, Josh Beckett. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2007 American League champion, Boston Red Sox. And now please rise and remove your caps as we welcome the Air Force Junior ROTC from Lowell High School. After our national anthem, look for a flyover by the Green Mountain Boys of the Vermont Air National Guard, 158th Fighter Wing. To perform our national anthem tonight, we welcome the most accomplished composer of our time, whose film scores have helped provide the soundtrack of our lives. While creating the score for the sequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark, he now rejoins America's orchestra, the Boston Pops, with his arrangement of the Star-Spangled Banner, created just for this occasion. Please welcome the pride of Boston and the epitome of our culture, Maestro John Williams.
You can't